Hello everyone, welcome to St Clement's for this week's collective worship. And today is World Book Day. So we're going to be thinking about the Christian special book, the Bible, later. But first let's light our candles and say our opening prayers.
We light a light in the name of God the Father, who made us.
We light a light in the name of God the Son, who lives among us.
We light a light in the name of God, the Spirit who helps us.
We light three lights for the Trinity of love, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
As I said, as I'm sure you know, today is World Book Day. So I thought we'd think a little bit about the Christian special book or sacred writings, which we generally call the Bible. So a few little facts for you about the Bible. It comes in different shapes and different sizes. So here, get my muscles going, is the Bible we use often in church. It's quite big and heavy. Do my workout. And it's got nice large text. I'm not sure if you'll see that. But it makes it easy to read in church because the words are nice and big and it's easy to read. And usually we read it from something called a lectern, which is like a reading desk. So we can speak very loudly so everyone can hear. It doesn't only come in big versions like that, it also can come in small versions like this. This is mine. It's about 30 years old, roughly. And it's been many places, that's why it's a bit battered and bruised. But it's exactly the same, pretty much, as that big one. It's just a bit easier to carry. So that's the first thing. Comes in different shapes and sizes. It also comes in different languages. So this is English. At home, I've also got a French Bible from when I lived in France, unsurprisingly. And I've also got a Greek Bible. Well, not the whole Bible, just the last bit. And the reason I've got a Greek one is not because I lived in Greece, but because it was written originally in ancient Greek. So whenever we read the Bible, we're reading what's called a translation. Someone's read that ancient language and turned it into English so we can read it, and turned it into lots of other languages. So different shapes, different sizes, different languages, but all from the same language in the ancient past. That's the first thing to say. Next, we get it as a book. Look, there it is, fits in my hand. One book. That's what the Bible is, a book. Not really. The best way to think about the Bible is not as a book, but as a library of books. It's got lots of different types of books written by different people at different times. So the most modern, I say modern loosely, thing, the most recent thing written in the Bible is probably just under 2,000 years old. And the oldest thing in the Bible, well, that might be about 3,000 years old. Written by different people, obviously. So, different shapes, different sizes, different languages, different authors at different times. As I said, best not to think of it as a single book, but as a mini library you can keep in your pocket. If we went into the school library, I'm pretty confident we would find some fantastic storybooks, and there's some great storybooks in the Bible. I'm also pretty confident we would find some history books, and there's lots of history in the Bible. I reckon we'd also find some poetry books, and there's poetry and songs in the Bible. I don't know if we'd find any books of letters in the school library, but you can get books of letters, and there are letters in the Bible as well. So different times, different people, different types of books, in different languages and different shapes and sizes. Also, we have it as a book. It wasn't always a book. Sometimes, well, before books were ever invented, there was still the Bible. And before there were books, there were scrolls. So hopefully you're seeing some pictures of scrolls all together. And this is good because it reminds us that it is different things. It's not one thing, because there's different scrolls, reminds us of different kind of things in the Bible. And this picture here is of a Torah ark. That's a special, I don't want to say cupboard, but that's kind of what it is. In a synagogue, which is the Jewish people's place of worship, where they keep their sacred writings, their scrolls. And this reminds us that lots of the Bible, almost the first 2/3 of this, we share with Jewish people. It's exactly the same. So it reminds us that Christianity grew out of Judaism and that we share lots and lots of things in common with our Jewish friends. So the first 2/3 is what we share with Jewish people. Sometimes we call that the Hebrew Scriptures. Sometimes we call it the Old Testament, because the bit that's uniquely Christian we call the New Testament. And in the New Testament, we find the stories about Jesus that are very special to Christians. We find 4 different accounts of Jesus' life. They're by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They're the people who wrote those 4 accounts. And those 4 accounts give us different perspectives on Jesus and what he did. Some of the stories are the same in all, not many, but some. Some of them are different. And they kind of write about Jesus from a different angle, from a different perspective, thinking about him slightly differently. So take them all together, that gives us a fuller picture of what Jesus was like. So we call those the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Then there's a little book of stories about the first Christians and the adventures that they had. That's called the Acts of the Apostles. Then there's lots and lots of letters, mostly from a chap called St. Paul, but also from some other people as well. And they're the letters from the early Christian communities, the early Christian families writing to one another across the world. So, I hope you're having a good World Book Day. Books are fabulous. This is the special book of the Christians, the Bible. We say God inspired people to write it. He didn't tell people what to write, but he inspired them. And so it's their kind of history of people thinking about and praying about and experiencing God in their lives. That's what we find in the Bible. And for Christian people, we say that carries on today. It's not just a dead book, but it's a book that when we read it, God still kind of can speak to us, can inspire us, can challenge us, can make us change our mind maybe, or make us try and be better people. So that's the Bible. That's the Bible for World Book Day, a very, very brief introduction. So we're going to finish with a song, and our usual rules apply. If we're in school, we can join in with the actions. If we're at home, we can do the actions and sing mightily as well. Okay. God bless. Bye. Wide as the ocean, high as the heaven above, deep as the deepest sea is my Saviour's love. I, though so unworthy, still am a child of his
word teaches me that his love reaches me.